Okay, welcome everyone. So today's Friday, and this video is going to be pretty quick. I have no beauty tips today, so don't look for that. I actually wanted to talk about a few things because today was pretty exciting in the world of new releases. And so I also wanted to take a sip of, last year I got into It Works. I kind of put it on hold for a number of reasons. And so I do want to bring It Works back. And I actually use the keto. This is the old packaging. They have better packaging now. And I know there's like a lot of keto programs that are still taking place, and I get that. And but the thing that I like the most is this particular thing that I like about this keto coffee. It's going to splash. So I'm going to, because I have it in a frother. Actually, I got this from Crate and Barrel. I thought it was kind of cute. And the frother is really, really kind of cool. It's not working for some reason. Anyway. I thought it was kind of cool because of the amount of energy it gives you. And I know for me, I'm sitting at the house and I am struggling with maintaining the same type of energy that I used to have, because I'm used to just being consistently out, and I'm not there, and so it's a little frustrating for me to be in that particular situation again. So anyway, I've tried KetoCoffee, and I need the energy. I definitely do, to get everything that I need to do. I've tried KetoCoffee hot, and I think it's okay. I don't like sometimes it can get a little gritty, and I don't like that. And so I actually prefer it cold, and I don't need. And I think because I can do cold coffee without any sugar or anything, hot coffee, I need some sugar, I need some cream, I need a bunch of every stuff. And so this way I can minimize the amount of sugar I have. Also, so I do it cold, and I prefer it that way. I may have to get another frother, which kind of bums me out because they're not easy to get. And so I just kind of pour it into, make it an iced coffee. Anyway, tastes better iced. So I had a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Number one, I'll put the link in for those of you who are interested in the keto coffee and trying to try it on your own. And if you wanted to message me, I can send you a sample. Number one, Artemis Fowl. So this was this $120 million movie. Disney was supposed to release, but because we're COVID-19, and even though theaters are opening literally next week, which they probably close soon because the numbers are really peaking here. Anyway, so I'm sitting around watching it, and I watched it exactly at midnight when it dropped, and I must say that quickly, Harry Potter, all these movie companies are looking for the next big thing. Like I think they were trying to push like Hunger Games to be the next big thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't watched any of them. I see it on TV and I just skip it because I'm just not interested. And I watched the Twilight series only because my husband was like, we really got to see this, and he liked the first one. and I didn't watch the first one, so then I had to watch all of them so I could see the last one that came out, and I was like unimpressed, bypassed. And I just felt like this is just not for me. And teenage love flicks is just not my thing. And then I watched, but I think they're looking for the next big thing of Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Huge movies, made a gazillion dollars, and they made and especially Lord of the Rings made a gazillion dollars at a time where there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter, there was no social marketing. So it's kind of a thing, and they're looking for the Matrix. They're looking for those big things. Well, this ain't it. And I think the biggest thing is that I never read a Harry Potter book, and I do have the Lord of the Rings books, and I just have not read them. And The Hobbit was kind of yuck, it was tolerable. And I must say that I do have an Artemis Fowl book because I collect autographed books, and so whenever I see an autographed book around in Barnes & Noble, I pick it up because I want it. And or if I go to book signings for Artemis Fowl, it was just hanging around in the children's area. It was autographed. I bought it. Great. I never read it. And I must say that as I'm watching it, I really need to read the book. And then as I finish, because I have so many questions, I have no idea what's completely I have an inkling of what's happening. I'm trying to figure it out. And maybe I'm not focused enough. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was midnight. I'm going to let you know I'm not watching it again. So don't ask me to rewatch it because it's not going to happen. It didn't maintain my interest enough for me to rewatch it. And I thought the movie was, okay. I mean, people who've read the books, are slamming this movie hard on Twitter. So I guess it was good that it didn't come out in theaters because it looked like it was not probably going to recoup its money. Okay, number 2. So then I woke up this morning after going to bed super late last night because of Artemis Fowl, and I woke up to Dave Chapelle. Well, Dave Chapelle, Dave Chapelle had a comedy special. It's about like 28 minutes, and I say comedy because he's a comedian, but there's maybe no real jokes in it, but it was such a really good depiction of why celebrities matter, because he's having this question of why do we need celebrities, how he wants to kind of be pushed for, but then he's coming to the discovery of this is the reason why he's doing it, because celebrity does have a purpose, but they should not be leading from the front, they should be leading from the back, kind of mentality. And then the thing about Dave Chapelle is that he is one of the few comedians that's a crossover that still really has not changed their standing within confronting whites confronting mainstream on injustices that are taking place within the Black community. No, he's not. And people have made comments about, who he's married to, who cares. He's still a Black man. He's still raising Black children. And I think that as a whole, his comedy has always been rooted in this social awareness, and he's maintained that in his comedy. And so it seems like one of the perfect comedians that people wanted to hear from. It's not like some of these other comedians who make jokes about something that kind of a lot of people can relate to. He makes jokes that are really specifically in trying to, I think one of his best things is that he always is trying to get mainstream to understand his placement and how Blacks are placed within society, and how there's an education that's taking place within his jokes. And so it's don't profit off of Black jokes, black laughter, black life. Instead, I want you to walk out having learned something about blackness and realize that there is a distinct difference that is taking place that needs to be honored, that needs to be cherished, and you should be okay with a level of education that you've received from the dollars you spent. But this 28-minute-ish thing that he had clearly was not from a place where you were going to laugh. He made a few little cracks, but as a whole, this was much more of his education leaning, and it left you with speaking to the moment and not speaking to a joke. And I think the cool thing about this is that it allows, this is why black entertainment matters. And black entertainment and entertainers matter because they're able to speak voice to mainstream in spaces that the rest of us can't be, or will never be, or can't be. And therefore, it allows people to really, really thrive in a sense. And I think I think that's the importance of black media more than anything, and why black entertainers begin to matter is because their livelihood could be on the line. And at places like him, who has a Netflix deal, he can put out a special, and we know that Netflix will put it on their Netflix YouTube account. Netflix will put it on whatever, and they will do it on their platform, and they will do it within minutes. It's not doesn't need to be polished. It doesn't need to be whatever. And why? It's because it's Dave Chapelle. And so therefore, certain people's weight, like a Jay-Z, a Beyonce, a Dave Chapelle, these people who have such huge weight behind them, is able to move the discourse forward in ways that us regular folks, who may be up to try to, who may become something just as big, but us regular folks aren't able to do. And I think that's what made this little special really a special thing for us in the moment. And then finally, I am a sucker for Spike Lee. I am a sucker for a Spike Lee film. Anyone who personally knows me, I have watched everything Spike Lee has done. There are some things I'm like, ew, why? But as a whole, most of what Spike Lee has done, I loved. And I will say, Da5Bloods is one of those films. Da5Bloods is something that just came out on Netflix. I just started watching it, and I finished it. And it's a 2.5-hour movie, so it's pretty long. And I think I will say that, let me phrase this in one respect. It is a trigger warning for those who have family in Vietnam, for those who have been tied to Vietnam. And this is not the first time that he has done an Army flick, black experience in the military and at war. And I think that that's a really important thing to acknowledge, how he likes to give a different storytelling of this. And I think this is going to go down as one of those classics like Dead Presidents. And with Lorenz Tate, I think this is a really nice depiction. And to me, it reminds you of Song of Solomon, Milkman by the main character is Milkman by Toni Morrison, in how black folks journey on their stories and to understand their stories, and they do that simply because of the financial tie, right? So the financial ties that we have, the financial motivation that we have to finally go back and relive and confront our stories and to understand ourselves and to tell ourselves. And that's the unfortunate part, is because a lot of our history has been taken away, erased, stomped on, stepped on. And so therefore, we don't have time to go back and try to understand more of ourselves. And so there's this financial benefit of doing it. And I think this is where Da5Bloods kind of comes from. And then it kind of takes a distortion turn for, of course, nothing can be easy. And that's the sad part about this story. And I think that that's something that else is highlighted. And so I really highly encourage you all to watch all of these things. Da5Blood, Dave Chapelle. Yeah, I don't know about Artemis Fowl. Maybe if you're bored. It's only an hour and a half. So if it's and that's on the Disney Channel. So the other two are on Netflix. Let me tell you, Netflix is winning in this COVID-19 world, because they have some great stuff, that's great content that they continue to keep putting out. And I mean, I could stay here every single day and talk about a Netflix show. I mean, it's they are winning. But I'm gonna tell you what I am watching, and I'm gonna start and I'll finish it by tomorrow. Star Trek on CBS Access is fire. But I'm not gonna give you a full review today. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Got to save you to come back, right? Anyway, have a great afternoon, and I'll speak to you soon.